Okay, to recap what we were just talking about in class, if we're talking about burritos, you can order one burrito, you can order 2 burritos, you can order 3, but you cannot order 2.5 burritos or 3.5 burritos. So this type of data is called discrete. There are numbers missing or space between possible values. We're missing 2.5, we're missing 3.5, so you have space between. However, on an XY coordinate plane, when we're talking about a line, every point on that line has a value, even if it turns out to be between 2 whole numbers. And that is called continuous. Y'all check my spelling for continuous. Is that right? So continuous data has no space in between. So like telling someone they have something on their teeth, you try to be discreet so that everybody doesn't see. But for continuous, boom, bam, boom, there it is. You can just say, hey, you got something on your teeth, and everybody in between knows. So that's just a little way to help you remember the difference in those two terms. All right. On an XY coordinate plane, the X coordinate of a point at which the graph crosses the x-axis. It catches the x-axis. If in football, if you catch the ball and it was intended for the other team, it's called a what? What is it? Interception. Okay. Well, when we catch the x-axis, it's called an intercept. The x-intercept is where a line catches the x-axis or crosses the x-axis. Where the line catches the y-axis, y'all are smart. Tell us what it is. Y-intercept. The y-intercept. Good job, Nick. Get you a shout out on YouTube right there. Okay, so let me stop here for just a minute and tell y'all a little story about my granddad. My granddad was a farmer, and he always would say that little saying, the shortest distance between 2 points is what? A straight line. Do you have any idea how farmers make their rows perfectly straight? Oh, they can use a plow all day long, but how do they not get at an angle or get wiggly, wobbly?
Keep their eye on the target.
They keep their eye on another point, or Megan said target. You have to start at a point and have your eye on another point at the end of the row. Talking about a garden here, those are called rows of corn or hay or, well, no, not hay, but soybeans or cotton. Okay, so you have to know where you're going. So we need 2 points always to make a straight line. Remember that. To determine, since all we need to determine a straight line is a simple method for graphing, we need to find 2 points. The 2 easiest points to find, class, is the x-intercept and the y-intercept. When you're looking for the x-intercept, you're going to plug in 0 for y. It's kind of the opposite. Looking for x, you plug in y. If you're looking for the y-intercept, guess what? Oh, let me change colors. You're going to plug in 0 for x. You need to fill these in your notes, please. And now I'm going to show you what that looks like. Down below we have some lines. Let's look at example A. We need to find 2 points so that we can graph the line. And the 2 easiest points, I promise, if you'll believe me, you'll be easier, is the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Those are the 2 easiest lines to find. So what did I say for x? I need to plug 0 in for y. Well, my equation here, y equals x plus 2. So if I'm replacing y with 0, 0 equals x plus 2. Did you see that? In place of y, I plugged in 0. Now let's remember, how do we undo what's happening to x? We subtract 2 from both sides. Thanks, Emmy. So x equals -2. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just found the first point. When x is -2, what was y? Y is 0. There's your ordered pair. This is your first solution, your first point. We need 2 of them. So let's go find the y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, we plug in not for y, but for x. Plug in 0. Again, I'm using the green y equals x plus 2. In place of x, I plug in 0. So guess what y equals? 2. So what does that ordered pair look like? X is 0, then y becomes 2. There is your second point. Now let's go down to the bottom and let's graph those 2 points. So our x-intercept is at -2, 0. See how that lands on the x-axis? On the y-axis, I'm going to move up 2 places, 0, 2. There's 2 points. That's what my granddad said. All you need is 2 points and you can have a straight line. Now, I'm going to stop the video. I want you to try the second one. Okay, I've set it up for you in case you didn't know how to get started. We are trying to find where we're going to pass through the x-axis, which is this axis here, and where we pass through the y-axis. So to find x in place of y, a new equation here, it's this one, 2x plus 2y equals 4. In place of y, I'm going to plug in 0 to find my x-intercept. So here it is. 2 times 0 is, so x is 4. I'm done. When I plugged in 0 for y, x turns out to be 4. There's my first ordered pair. Again, I'm going to plug in 0 again for x because I'm looking for my y-intercept. So in place of x, I put 0 plus 2y. Hey, whenever you add 0, you do not change the value of the problem. So 2y equals 4. How do I solve for y right there, Danner? Divide by 2. I wish I had $1 for the people I saw subtracting 2 on Friday. Boy, they weren't ready to be back doing math. They were subtracting. Why do we divide? Who knows the reason why it's division? Go ahead, Scott. We want to undo what's happening to y. And what's happening to y, Judson? It's being multiplied, so we have to divide, and y equals 2. And there, whoops, I'm not quite ready for my highlighter. I've got to say my ordered pair. Who can say the ordered pair for us? 0, 2. Thanks, Brooke. Was that you? All right. So there we go. Now we're ready to graph. That's all my granddad said I needed was 2 points. So let's go plot them. Over here we've got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. And we have 0, 1, 2. There are those 2 points. Take a straight edge if you want to be super neat. I don't have a straight edge, so my line's a little bit crooked. My granddaddy would be very disappointed in me because his rows in his garden were perfectly straight. Alright, so you need a straight edge to make neat graphs. That's how you can graph a line quickly using the x and y intercept, and that's what's in your homework assignment tonight.